I wasn't really planning on doing a bank video this year, but I saw a couple of other fellows post theirs, and I realized it was that time of the year. Time kind of just flies, I guess, sometimes. And, to be honest, I don't think a whole lot has really changed since last year. I've got a bit more of everything, and I've got the new items from, well, everywhere, including Nex and ToA, of course. But I'm going to run through, talk about some of the stuff in the account and my goals in the account, since that's kind of tied into it. But you're all here for the bank, so let's dive in. Firstly, the actual like general format hasn't really changed, and I don't expect it ever really will. I keep inserting stuff into my main tab, and this is mostly built for aesthetics. Just to look good, showcase the stuff that I have, and then the rest of it, I kind of cleaned up, I guess, and I shoved it into different tabs. So this primary tab, this main gear tab, is definitely looking a lot cleaner overall. But in short, this is spare GP. This is just like money that I have lying about from ToA or whatnot. Probably going to get used for future content, so 1.5 bill of just plat sitting there, which is, well, GP sitting there, which is really nice. There's more bosses coming up over the next sort of like 3-4 months as we get into the 2023. So hopefully I'll be able to buy up all the instant items and just refill the bank as I want it to. But I do have full ToA, of course, full Missouri. We're up to 240 Infernal Capes. I haven't done a lot of Inferno this year. Only like 30 odd capes. Probably 50 runs or so, something like that. The reality is I've just stopped doing speeds for the most part and putting it on the back burner. So we're going to sit on 240 for quite a long time, I think. But that's okay for me. Don't mind it. 240 is a nice number anyway. Helm-wise, I assume GM Helm was out last year. But if not, we got the GM Helm stacked up. I'm still missing the Tanzanite Mutagen. I'm just always going to miss it, I think. But one day we'll get it. As for the other armors, Tumikin's Shadow, we have this now. So that completes the sort of like trifecta of big weaponry over here. And we have the Missouri Assembly Kit. We have added a section here, readjusted some stuff to make it look pretty. And we have got the Light Bearer. Now also with the 3 Partisans, all 3 of them, and the Fang with Kit. And then, again, like down here, I've done some reformatting just to make things look good. Got the Evernic Defenders like this. It's really hard to line up items correctly, because like the gold swords look amazing, and then the Karases look amazing, and then you have like, oh, I wish I had 2 more Karases to make this fit. So it's a bit annoying, but that's just how it is. As far as everything else, it's just a lot of supplies and arrows and stuff. Void and whatnot's down here, blessings and stuff. All of this is like fairly useful equipment, but nothing like too crazy. And then of course it's like Barrow stuff. So a bit of spare gear. I bought a Vestas this year, I think. Like, cost me 50 mil, but it's kind of just fun to have, I guess. And I got this cool whip as well. I don't know, it's good for Fashionscape, I guess. I don't think that was there last year, but it is now. So that's all the new stuff from this main gear tab. I'll do one big scroll down it. And if you're looking for a complete picture, I will put a link to a picture in the description that shows the entire bank in full. Moving on to the potions tab, this is my beloved tab. Looked after this for many years, and nothing's much changed here at all either. I've set this up to be pretty much good for a lifetime. If I ever switch stuff out, it'll probably be like these regularity fires getting pushed away for some other stuff. But for the most part, this is the same. Sweet Stackers, I don't think got anywhere, or if it did, it got used up in sweet rewards and stuff. So it's back down to like a pretty stable amount that doesn't change. And the Jangaberries are doing good. They're actually gone up in price as well. They're nearly 500 mil now. Very nice. And the tea just exists, because why not? So, pretty nice here. And, oh, shout out, by the way, if you have Manta Rays, get Dark Crabs. They're just better in every way. Rune tab. I don't think much changed here. My rune stacks always deplete, and I keep filling them back up, so specifically blood runes. They're always down like 200k, 300k, and then I buy another 400-500k, so there we are as it is. We of course have the new rune pouch and a couple of extra threads. So that's the 4-slot rune pouch from ToA. But really nothing much changing here. Moving on to this collectionist tab. This is a new tab I started this year, and it's basically a tab of all the stuff that I'm kind of yet to apply to things, or just get in general. And of course I've got the capes and whatnot going off here, so I'll show this real quick. I'm getting really close now. Really close now to finishing off Chambers. I have just the cape left, and I've got about 120 raids left. I was planning on doing that before the end of the year, but turns out I just got sidetracked. But the Chambers log is looking pretty OP. It's nowhere near the full log because most of this was pre-log. So this is actually not even remotely close to being full. But I do have 3 of everything, I believe, which is kind of cool. Got my 3rd metamorphic dust recently. TOB wise, I have the dupe dust, and I was going for that early this year. A huge amount of kits for the amount of KC that I have. And once again, just missing the capes. So this is something that's kind of a recurring theme on this account. I've kind of done everything I want to, minus the capes. And TOA, yeah, well, I've not done a lot of KC, only about 300x, but I'm missing pet and Missouri legs, and then I'm just missing capes. So I'll probably get the chaps, and the pet isn't that rare. So if I do go for 2k, I'm a bit unsure about it right now, but if I do go for 2k, then it's a cape problem once again. That might explain a bit about why I'm not playing this account too much, is because all I have to do left is KC. But I do have dupe dusts, which is pretty cool. Stacking them up now. Hopefully I'll get one more from hard mode top down the road. Mag Mutagen and Tan's Mutagen placeholder. Oh, sad. And then I got some cool stuff from Tops, you know, all the kits and whatnot. 1 spare Phalanx, because I did a couple of extra, and I kept forgetting to drop my kit, but I finally did it, and I got an extra one of all these things. And then this is for the TOA pet whenever I get it. This is for Sarachnis pet, that's for Parasite from Nightmare. That's the Dark Acorn, which I got for the Squirrel, which I got earlier from Sepulchre this year as well. And then a selection of heads, I need to get a dupe Abyssal one, and a couple of extra gems from Keras. So like raid-related stuff and sort of, you know, collectionist-based stuff, which I like. And then I've actually put 3rd Age in here as well. I bought the bow because I thought the bow would be kind of fun to just have. It's like a semi-practical bit of 3rd Age, and it looks kind of cool. So there's not many of these that, you know, there's not that many in the game, but they're kind of fun to have, and it's a good-looking item. So I thought I'd buy the bow. I can buy some other bits of 3rd Age, but I'm not really too keen on any of this. I'm just not really sure what the prices are doing, and it's not like I use any of it. Even the pickaxe, it's nice for raids 1, but I kind of like the Infernal one, so I've had the 3rd Age pickaxe for like 3 years anyway, so I didn't mind letting it go. I was quite happy to. But that's the cool new tab, I guess, or a semi-new tab. Slayer one probably looks identical, so nothing changed there. And moving on to loot tab. I did reposition some of the stuff in the loot tab to make it look good, and I think it does look pretty good. A lot of this like is stacking up from doing raids, so I kind of made a rule to myself: I'm not going to sell anything unless I have to, and that's going to keep applying probably through the next year. And if I just keep raiding and I just keep accumulating loot, that's great, but I have no reason to sell anything, so it's just going to sit here and get bigger and more. So I've also done some stuff like this, put some bits in its place. It looks a bit cleaner now, and it's not quite there. But it's, I don't know, it's a loot tab. It's going to grow. I'll keep adding stuff to it. I've got about 9 slots left on the bank, so I may have to purchase a few more down the road, which I can do, but it's going to cost me, so I'm going to make some more money before I do that. But yeah, this is the rest of the loot tab. And then onto tools. So the tool tab has changed pretty much not at all. I don't think I've got anything here that I didn't have last year. I did use some of the Urium remains, that's pretty much it, I think. And I deposited a lot of stuff that I wasn't really using from the gear tab down here as well. Some dupe threads and whatnot, some just extra bits of like fun gear. Just have like a surplus and an accessible supply of things if I ever need it. And then this Gommel's Penny. I don't know what the bowl is doing. This is going to go away, but the Gommel's Lucky Penny. Oh yes, from Combat Achievements. Very cool. Incredibly useful. This hasn't changed at all. I could actually buy the remaining Crystal Crowns. I have the money spare, but you know, I'd rather a bit more GP than I have currently because I want to buy 3rd Age as well down the road. I still need like 5-10 bill if I'm going to do anything like that. I'm going to do it all in one go. So it looks cool, but this ain't changed at all, I'm afraid. Added some of this in to make some space, but that's about it. And then the costume section area. I may not have had the dragon at the end of last year, I'm not sure, but I've got it back again. And this is like a section of fun items, cosmetics and things like that, plus impling loot because it's kind of in the way otherwise. So, nothing much here again, just extra bits and stuffs. But it's fun to have the full dragon and excess capes and stuff. But that is the entire bank. So honestly, not a whole lot's changed, and annoyingly, I'll actually go and apply the plugin. I think the value of the bank this year has gone down, and it's gone down for a few reasons. Mostly ToA crashed the entire market. If I put G price on, last year we were close to 20 bill. This year, 16. which is actually higher than I thought it was, because it probably went down to about 12 bill. But I bought all the raids items more or less on release, because they were fairly cheap, about 3 bill for a staff. And I lost like, what, 2 bill on a staff, and maybe like 1 or 2 bill on other stuff, so... But the money doesn't matter, it's about having fun and getting the items, which is kind of what we're doing, so... End of the day, that's what the bank is right now. Gone down again, but sure. But the actual fun stuff that I've been collecting like this, it's gone up, so... Overall, a good year for the bank, and a good year for the account. Again, we are GM again, done all the collection log stuff. Not the collection log, the combat achievement stuff. But the, done the quests, done the things, you know, it's a maxed account. Maxed everything. If you've not seen this account before, it's like my pretty standard, bog standard main. I got 200 mil range this year, I think, which is my first 200 mil. And HP is soon to be on the way. This is purely like bossing and combat, no training on the side. Strength might be there if I do some more TOB. And I guess the only other interesting level is probably Slayer, level 60, well, 65 mil Slayer. But that probably won't change again since we're not doing much more Inferno. But other than that, a bit of agility XP, and that's kind of the entirety of the account plus the bank. So I think that's it. I wasn't really planning on doing this, but it's the end of the year and it makes sense to, so short one, but there we go. Have a good end of year, guys. Happy holidays, and I'll catch you in the new year.